Hey everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. In today's video I'm showing you guys this acrylic design set. I was hoping to have this up by Halloween but it got a little delayed. I'm working on my Glamerliz practice hand. I do have a discount code for Glamerliz which is always in the description box below, so check that out if you're looking for a practice hand. And I'm going to be starting off on this design by doing the marble. So to do the marble I used CJP Grand Canyon, which is this gorgeous darker orange colour. And I teamed that up with CJP Copper Penny, which the name speaks for itself. This is a gorgeous copper colour. And then the third colour that I used in the marble was Glitterama's Black Beauty. I couldn't find where I'd put my CJP black, so I just added in the Glitterama one. And like I said, I'm going to be using these three colours to do a marble. Now I had already applied my tips and a clear base, so I'm coming straight in with my design. And I'm just popping a small bead of that Grand Canyon down at the cuticle area just to get a nice neat cuticle. And then I'm coming in with wet beads of the three colours. So keeping those beads wet just because it makes it a lot easier to marble them together. And then I just wipe off my brush, dip it in a little monomer and then swirl it through those colours. You want to keep your brush wet as well, so then it stops the colours sticking too much to your brush. And then I've just gone up and down through that marble. I don't want to play about with it too much because I don't want the colours to merge together, especially where we're using the black. And then I'm going to come in and repeat that process until the entire nail is covered. So again, as you can see, I'm using those wet beads of acrylic. And then just really carefully swirling through, taking the acrylic up and down the nail. And I'm just really gently here touching it up if there's any little spots where I want to pull the colour through a little bit more. And also trying to keep the side walls nice and neat so that I don't have too much bulk to file off. Just going to finish off this very tip here with a little bit of the Grand Canyon and the Copper Penny. I do love an acrylic marble and I love how this one turned out. That little line of Copper Penny going through the black I was really pleased with. And then I will encapsulate that further on in the video. So then I'm going to be using the CJP Peach Sorbet. So this is a gorgeous peachy nude colour and I'm just going to be doing a full nail of this on the pointer finger because this is the nail that I'm going to be doing my hand painted pumpkin on. So I come in, this bead was a little bit too wet but I just worked with it anyway. So I've just popped that down and then I'm walking it down to cover the free edge of the nail. And I'm sorry if you can hear any noise in the background. I do have my children at home, so they are downstairs playing and they're quite loud. So then I'm coming in on my second bead of acrylic, popping that down at the apex area and just blending it down to cover the tip of the nail. Just patting and pressing it into place, trying to get my application as neat as possible. So then we've got minimal filing to do. And again, I'm trying to not take that acrylic too far over the side walls. I find it a little tricky because these are quite pinched. These are the tips, sorry, are quite pinched. These are the Glitter Planet pre-pinched stiletto tips and they do have a really nice pinch on them, like a nice C curve, but it can be a little tricky when you're bringing your product down the side walls to get used to. So then I pop down my cuticle bead. I'm just tapping that up into place at the cuticle area, just trying to get as neat as possible. And then I did feel as though this nail, needed a little bit more product in that apex area. So I just popped another small bead down in the back third just to build up that apex a little bit more. So I'm going to blend that into the cuticle area just so that there's no marbling or shadowing between the colours. And then just fading it out. And then because this is a core powder, this doesn't need to be encapsulated, so I've built up all of my strength and structure there. And we're then going to move on to the ring finger. So I'm placing down that Grand Canyon again right at that cuticle area. I'm tapping it right up into the cuticle, making sure not to touch the silicone because this is where our cuticle would be, and you don't want to get any on that cuticle or skin. And then I'm just blending that out. I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to do on this now, to be honest, at first. I knew I kind of wanted to fade some colours together though, so I popped this one down and I was still just winging it and thinking about what I was going to do. And I've just blended that out down towards the free edge. I did just come in here with another bead just because I wasn't 100% happy with the cuticle area. So I popped down a small bead, tapped it up into place, and then just pulled it down just to get a little bit more even coverage. At the tip of the nail, I'm going to be using that gorgeous copper penny colour. Now, copper penny is so easy to work with. It blends into any colour that I've tried it with so effortlessly. So all I'm simply doing is painting this on the tip of the nail and blending it slightly into the Grand Canyon. It doesn't have to be a perfect blend because I'm going to be coming in with some glitter, but as you can see, it just blends effortlessly. And the gorgeous glitter that I'm going to be using is Charlie's Nail Art's Chocolate Orange. I love this glitter mix. It's been my favourite throughout autumn. I will leave a link in the description box below to all of the products that I use. And I do also have a discount code for Charlie's, which I always pop in my description box below as well. So do check that out. And I've simply picked up this raw glitter mix using a small wet bead of my CJP Crystal Glass Acrylic. And I'm just using the tip of my brush to nudge that glitter around. I just wanted it to sweep across the blend. And I'm keeping my brush quite wet with the monomer so that I'm able to move those pieces around. And if I do find that I need any more glitter, I just dip my wet brush into the raw glitter and tap it on so I don't add any further acrylic. Just playing around with it until I'm happy with how all of those pieces are lying. And then I will encapsulate that further on. And then we're going to move on to the little finger. Now with this set, all I knew that I wanted to do was the marble and the hand painted pumpkin. So I kind of winged the rest of it, but I really liked how that marble turned out, but I didn't want to do another full marble nail. So I decided I would just do a marble tip on the little finger. So I'm coming in with my CJP Peach Sorbet. I've placed that down at the cuticle area and then I'm just feathering it out down towards the free edge. I just want a nice full coverage nail bed basically. So just using light strokes with my brush to pull that acrylic down. And then again, just tapping it up into the cuticle area, making sure I've got a nice neat cuticle. And I have switched here to a smaller brush. Before I was using my Glitter Planet size 12 brush, and here I've switched to my Love by CJP brush, which is a size 8 to 10, just because the little finger is slightly smaller. When I'm doing a marble on smaller nails, I prefer to use a smaller brush. So I'm just coming in here with another bead of that Peach Sorbet, just because I wanted to build up the coverage a little bit more. I'd faded it out a little bit too much at the nail bed area. And then I'm going to come in and do my marble. So again, I'm picking up those same 3 colours as before, picking them up with quite a wet consistency. And then I'm just going to pull my brush through them. And then I wanted this marble to fade out ever so slightly into the Peach Sorbet. So what I'm just going to come in and do is just gently fade it back. But you will see that I have a little bit of black acrylic on my brush and I did just mess up the nail bed area. So I'm just going to clean that off with a little bit of my monomer. But I do come in with another small bead of Peach Sorbet further along just to fix it up a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to finish off the marble. So I'll just let you guys watch this bit. So now that I'm finished on my marble, I'm just placing down a really wet bead of that Peach Sorbet and just painting it on just because I had dulled it slightly. And then I did just ever so slightly take it over the marble so that it blended in a little. And then now that all of our acrylic design is finished, I went off camera, encapsulated the nails that needed capping, and I did all of my filing and buffing off camera as well, just because I was going to leave the hand painted pumpkin in. I didn't want the video to be too long. So to paint my pumpkin, I'm going to be using this gorgeous Francincense cat's eye gel polish from Halo. This is such a gorgeous burnt orange colour, and it was just the colour that I was looking for to tie my pumpkin in with the acrylic nails. So what I'm basically doing is I've popped some of that colour onto a palette, and then I'm using a fine nail art brush, and I'm just painting out the rough shape of my pumpkin really lightly to begin with, and then I'm coming over the top of those lines with a slightly thicker amount of gel polish just to neaten them up. And then I'm just colouring in that pumpkin. You could switch to a larger brush to do this, but because I was going around the cuticle area, I stuck with my fine detailer. And I'm only going to do a one coat of this colour because it is quite pigmented. So I'm just painting a nice, I wouldn't say thick, I'd say a more medium layer of gel polish on. And then before popping that into cure, I'm just going to grab my magnet to get the cat's eye effect. And I thought it looked quite pretty, so I then popped that into cure for a full 60 seconds, and I'm then coming in with some black gel polish. So I was using I can't remember what gel polish I used here actually. I think I used my Kiki London Black Heart, and I've just again popped some of that on a palette, and to start off with I'm just drawing quite thin lines of the black on just to get a rough shape, and then I just come over them to thicken them out slightly. And just to sort of build up the coverage. These are gel polishes, and usually if I was using this particular black, I would only do one coat of it because it's such a highly pigmented black polish anyway. So I'm just coming over those lines. I haven't cured them, by the way, I just painted them on. And then once I had done that, I'm just coming in and drawing on the lines for the pumpkin. And again, I did only do one coat of these because I was happy with the pigmentation of the colour. So I'm just trying to be as neat as I can. Like I've said in previous videos, I don't do too much hand painting, but I really wanted to give one of these pumpkins a go. And I was hoping to get this set up before Halloween because the pumpkin's tied in a little bit better with Halloween. But I'm caring for my dad who has cancer, and I've just been crazy busy at the moment, so it's been hard, but I still like to do nails because they help take my mind off of things. So I did still want to get the video done and edited, and I thought I would still upload it even though it's not been uploaded in time for Halloween. So I do hope you all still enjoy watching. So next up, I'm going to be applying some foils, and to apply my foils I always use the Goddess foil gel from Nirvana nail supplies. So I just want a small amount of foil running through my marble. So I've popped some of that foil gel onto a palette, and then again I'm using a fine nail art brush just to draw some lines going through the marble. I just sort of tried to go with the lines I've already got there on the marble just to help. I didn't want them to look too random, if that makes sense. I wanted it to tie in with that marble effect I've already created. And then I pop this in to cure for 30 seconds, and I always apply my foils as soon as the gel comes out of the light. So I press them on straight away. I don't allow it to cool or anything like that. I know it can differ depending on what foil gel you are using. Then I'm simply pressing that foil down onto the nail and pulling it off, and then I just go in and touch up any areas where I might have missed just to get that full-on colour. And this particular foil was the bronze foil from Charlie's Nail Art. So I'm just really pressing that down just to make sure those lines are fully covered. And I quite liked the effect it added. I don't feel as though I drew my lines on as neat as I would have wanted them. They could have been that little bit neater, but it's a little bit tricky painting on with clear because obviously the foil gel is clear, so it's a little hard to see how thick you've done your lines, I found, but I guess that just comes with practice. But then what I've done here is I've just popped a tiny little bit of acetone onto my nail art brush, and I'm just cleaning off any areas where that foil had gone that I didn't want it. And we're then ready to come in and top coat. So I'm top coating with my CJP tack free top gloss. I'm just going to apply a nice even layer of this to all of the nails. And then guys, that is the design finished. I really hope you all enjoyed watching because I had so much fun doing this set. I love acrylic design sets and I love acrylic marbles, and I didn't feel as though I'd done too many this autumn, so I really wanted to do another that had a bit of an autumn vibe to it. And then I'm glad I had a go at hand painting the pumpkin. It might not be 100% perfect, but I was really pleased with how that turned out. So like I said, I really hope you all enjoyed watching. If you did enjoy the video, then please give it a thumbs up or pop me a comment below. I'm just going to start planning some Christmas and winter designs, so if you have any requests for Christmas or winter nails, pop them in the description box below, sorry, the comments box below, and I will try and get some of those done for you guys. And hopefully I shall see you all again in my next video. If you aren't already subscribed, then please do hit the subscribe button or ring that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. I'm trying to get as many videos up on my channel as I can, because nails are just my happy place, especially at the moment with everything that's going on. So I'm hoping to get a few more videos up. But anyway, like I said, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, lots of love, and I shall hopefully see you all again soon. Bye bye.